Over a decade ago, there was a quirky professor at our college nicknamed the Mushroom Professor. He dedicated his entire career to studying fungi and had a bold claim: mushrooms are the real rulers of Earth. Today, let's dive into the fascinating story of fungi. Let's rewind to the year Charles Darwin published On the Origin of Species. Darwin challenged the idea that life was divinely created, instead proposing that all species evolved through natural processes. Not everyone was on board with this idea. At least it didn't sit well with one of Darwin's younger colleagues, John William Dawson. He pointed to a fossil, then at Darwin, and challenged, "Tell me then, what is this? How did it evolve?" The fossil was unlike anything else. It couldn't be classified. It looked like moss, a mushroom, and even animal tissue. Most incredibly, it was 8 meters tall, towering like a tree. Dawson found entire clusters of these strange fossils on a peninsula in eastern Canada. Darwin didn't have an answer, and for the next 140 years, neither did anyone else. It grew even more perplexing as similar fossils were unearthed in the Arctic, the deserts of the Middle East, Japan, India, and Africa. By the 1980s, scientists had divided into 3 camps: moss proponents, fungi advocates, and plant theorists. Whenever one group proposed a theory, the others would fiercely challenge it with objections like, "Could moss really grow this tall?" Finally, in 2007, a researcher named Francis M. Huber, who had spent decades studying these fossils, presented a theory that most could agree on. These were prehistoric giant mushrooms, known as Prototaxites. These fungi first appeared 420 million years ago and played a transformative role in shaping the planet. They turned rocky landscapes into fertile soil and converted atmospheric carbon dioxide into oxygen. But then, 370 million years ago, they vanished as mysteriously as they appeared. It was as if they'd been given some divine order to retreat. They didn't disappear entirely, though. They evolved into smaller fungi, like Ganoderma, growing on trees. Why this happened remains one of Earth's great unsolved mysteries. Could mushrooms have been some sort of bioengineering tool designed to shape Earth? Perhaps they're still at work, quietly altering the planet in ways we can't see. The mushroom professor used to say, "The largest organism on Earth is a mushroom," and he wasn't exaggerating. In Oregon, there's a mushroom called Armillaria ostoyi, a type of honey mushroom, the kind often used in chicken mushroom stew. It spans an area equal to 1,300 football fields, weighs 35,000 tons, and is at least 8,600 years old. Scientists confirmed it's a single organism by analyzing its DNA across 3.5 square miles. Every sample had identical DNA. Beyond that, the DNA started to differ, marking the edge of this colossal organism. As it grows, its underground mycelium exerts enough pressure to crush rocks, while the enzymes it produces can break down nearly any material. Based on its growth rate, scientists estimate it's been around for somewhere between 2,400 and 8,600 years. Many mycologists now believe that forests function as a single, interconnected entity, with fungi acting as the central nervous system. Through mycelial networks, trees, grasses, and plants communicate and share resources, much like the Pandoran neural networks in Avatar. So, when you spot a mushroom on the forest floor, its underground network might already be stretching across the entire forest, connecting tree roots and exchanging information. So far, around 100,000 species of fungi have been identified. While early estimates suggested there might be 1.5 million species, recent molecular studies indicate the actual number could exceed 5 million. This makes fungi one of the most diverse groups of organisms on Earth, yet we've only studied less than 1% of them. From ancient fungi that once dominated the planet to the sprawling mycelial networks beneath forests, mushrooms remind us of how much we still don't know about the natural world around us. So, the next time someone asks you about the largest life form on Earth, you'll know. All right, that's the end of today's story. See you next time.